How would you like to achieve your first millions? And today we have Antonius joining us from Germany, and he's a tech entrepreneur. So, Antonius, tell us what are the 5 steps to make your first million in tech?
Welcome to Entrepreneurs Are Leaders podcast with Harry Sardinas. Interviews with world's most influential entrepreneurs that share tips about how to grow your business exponentially. Charismatic speaking, leadership, branding, marketing strategies designed to help you monetize your knowledge, find true happiness, and manifest your goals and dreams.
Thank you for having me. So the 5 steps to making your first million in tech, I would say, first you have to brainstorm a great idea. You have to look for a problem and a niche where the problem is you want to solve. Second, you have to validate the idea. So you have to look at the competition, possibly also get people to buy your product before you even build it, or at least get people signed up on a wait list. In that sense, you can see that people are actually interested in something before you start building it. Number 3, I would say marketing it, because unfortunately a lot of entrepreneurs miss that essential step, and I believe it's important to start marketing as early as possible. Number 4, I say you create your MVP, so your minimal working version of your product. And number 5, you launch it. So if you already have an email list, if you already had a sign up, you message your email list, and you just increase the marketing that you have done before or started before, ideally. So these are the 5 steps I would take, Harry.
So, Antonio, but tell us, are you a software developer? What is your background?
Yes, I'm a software developer.
Are you?
Yes. And I have been now embracing, especially nowadays with the AI, you can 10 times the amount of code you can create, and so it's a great times, and it's the gold rush, so to say, of software development.
Yeah, but Antonius, like for example, in your 5 steps,
Yeah.
is I love them, but it doesn't say be a good programmer or have a good product. So the 5 steps that you are doing, you are talking to me more than like an entrepreneur, that
Yes.
actually like a software developer and engineer. So I'm very proud of you for being. So how come you
Thank you.
managed to do this shift? Because at the end of the day, a lot of software developers in tech. This is what we find in the industry, and it's challenging. And
Yes.
we find software developers that want to build a tech business, yeah. And because
Yes.
the software developer, they are product people. They're in love with the product. So now
Yes.
they're writing this code, they're writing this software, they're patenting this software that's gonna change the world, that is gonna make the world a better place. And then they take all the money from their salary, their family, remortgage their house, family and friends, and they create this big, huge elephant. And then they don't even have the time, the energy, and the resources to actually test if the market is willing to accept that, is willing to
Yes.
pay for that, right? So why do you think, Antonius, that in the tech space we find again and again and again and again this problem? Actually, is very rare to find someone that thinks like you. Exactly, it's 5 steps that you described. You do know what you're talking about, and because you have this step laid down exactly like you described it, is the reason why you're successful in your business. I already know that. So, but how you come with this conclusion? Who told you?
Um,
Because of your peers, of the software developers, most of the people in business, they become product people. They're in love with the product. They put a lot of energy in the product that they think that will solve a problem. But so far in this broadcast, we already interviewed with 500 multimillionaires, and nobody had come to tell me, Harry, the product that I designed is exactly what people wanted. No, I'm still waiting for the first person. So how come, Antonio, you manage to take your software developer hat down and put your business hat on in order to make your software company work?
It's a great question, Harry. I would say, and I wanted, it's exactly how I would describe it also. You have different hat on. And I would say, as an entrepreneur, you have to have many different hats. And one of them is the hat of the programmer. And you have to be able to switch around. Otherwise, you will be only stuck in this one, like we described, just in the 5 steps. Creating that product is just one of those steps. It is very important to have a good product, but just as important is that the product actually fits the people you're selling to, that the marketing is coherent with your product, with the people. So it's a puzzle, and you need all the pieces to make it work at the end.
Something that you talk, Antonio, that is really interesting is, you talk about creating a minimum viable product, right? An MVP. So, but when you're a software developer, because let's face it, programmers, software developers are expensive. This is not a cheap thing. They are so tech enterprise. Is expensive. So you have to take your programmer, software developer hat and put your entrepreneur. Say, guys, this is it.
Yes,
We cannot keep putting more money developing this. Let me go out there. Let me see. Let me speak with the marketing. Let me speak with the sale. Let's see what people think about this product before we
yeah,
continue. Because otherwise, we might be wasting the money, time, energy, and resources developing something that maybe the market is not prepared for it. No.
exactly. Yes,
The other day, Antonius, a guy came here from Canada. He invented the device, right? And the device is like a big machine like this, like a big phone like this,
yes,
and the thing tracks time. When people work, it's like a
yes.
chess play like this. You press A, and it will track the time that you do a certain task. Then you press B, and it will track the time
Mm,
of certain tasks.
yes.
The guy built all these things, and he was taking this to companies to say, look, would you buy this device? Yeah, because it help you to track your time or productivity, X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
It happened to be that he had to change the business model because everybody
Mm,
was interested, but nobody wanted the device. What people want is the service.
yes.
So he had to change his business model and start to rent out these
Yes.
devices right downstairs, and people don't want to buy them. They want to use this as a service, and the business model that he has. Okay, I had this product, I had to sell it. Have nothing to do with actually what happens. Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, he had to pivot to something else. So how do you learn, Antonius, in that phase, in the MVP, right? That okay, I have to stop writing code. I have to stop telling my team to write the code, and I have
Yes.
to go on there. Some feedback from the market. How do you learn that? Who told you?
Um, I would say it's experience. Early on in my journey, I was part of a startup, and they were exactly doing what you just described, and they went through a lot of money with just basically having an idea and getting funding, starting to building a big team, making the run cost lower, of course. Then, so. Yes, and ever since I see it in so many, I see it so often in so many businesses. So yes, it's really an important thing, and I wanted to say that's why I'm such a big fan of software also, because nowhere else you can create something out of nothing. And of course, it takes time and also money, but it is way easier to pivot than with an actual physical device or
There
when
you
you open
go.
a
You have a point
restaurant.
there. Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You have very good point there. So Antonio, the other question I want to ask you is because in this broadcast, five
Yes.
steps how to make your first million. Yeah, 1 out of 5 people, 1 out of 6 people that we interviewed, they are tech entrepreneurs. Yeah,
Mm.
so people can have the wrong assumption that making money in tech is easy because they say, "Oh, look, Harry's show." Every 5 out of every 6 people that comes to a show, they're tech entrepreneurs. So should be easy to become a millionaire. If I do a tech business, and nobody ever talks about 98% of companies that never made it because they just simple don't follow this series of steps that you described right now, which I agree with them, with all of them actually. But if somebody miss one of these steps or make a wrong, put so much in the
Yes.
product, everything, it's not gonna work, Antonius, right? It's
Yes.
tough to grow, right?
It is very tough, and especially it is you have to have so many. It is not like I said, it's not about just programming a good tool. It's also about, I would say, it's even more important. I would even go so far as say 70% of being able to market and also selling it. And there are different approaches you take depending on B2B or B2C SaaS, but I see it time and time again, and when you bring it to a point, then that's also where most businesses are failing naturally. If it's software or whatever else it is,
Exactly.
because
It's all across the whole platform. It's not only in tech.
yes,
It's in all the. But Antonio, tell us how you find the first client. How you find the first client if nobody knows you and you don't and you just starting and you have this MVP. So how you find this first client?
that's a good question. What I can share with you, what I am currently doing, Harry. I am trying to find a new product that I can develop, and so
Wow.
what I'm doing is I'm talking to experts, for example, experts like yourself, podcast hosts, and I'm just let try to find out what problems they have, and then brainstorm together what possible solutions there could be, and from there on I would check on with other podcast hosts, for example, if they would be interested, or if they, first of all, if they have the same problem, and then you just have to work yourself through, and I don't even start programming yet
Very
till
good.
I have
Very
not
good.
checked all those boxes.
This I can tell you for sure. There's a huge problem, huge, getting pros market fit, huge in the tech
Yes.
space. Because and if you Antonius can program something with AI that will help the people, the entrepreneurs to navigate these challenges, which is MVP, finding your first client. Most of the things is all about marketing, sales, product that needs to be in place. That's the other thing as well. A software developer. If you come, because the other thing, Antonio, is that most of the software developers, they want to build a tech startup, but they
Yes.
have been employees before, right? So now they see in the company like their employees, and you hear them say, "Well, this is not my job. Sales and marketing, this is not my job," and they forget that when you work for a company from somebody else, it's for corporate. You can say this is not my job, but when
Yeah.
you are a tech founder, everything is your job, and everything
Yes.
is the team job, especially when at the early stage when you're only 4 or 5. So
Yes.
everything is everybody's job.
And Harry, I would also add to that, everything is your fault. Lastly, it's your responsibility that everything runs smoothly. So you cannot just, yeah, it's very difficult. And then I would add to that, and I see so many people making the same, this mistake is at a certain point, you cannot do it all on your own, and you have to be able to let go of certain processes. And then number one, being capable of finding the good talent, a good talent that is doing a good job, and then number two, being able to trust them and give them the task, because I see so many founders, they're the bottleneck of their startup, because everything has to
100%.
go through their hands, and it just slows everything down.
Yeah, they are managing everything, and
Yeah.
I always said that there is a line between the product people have to be in direct communication with marketing and sales, but if you are a programmer, you're a software developer, right? What you have to be more precise is to the outcome, right?
Yeah.
And to know, okay, we need to sell this product. So then we need to let the marketing people and the sales people to develop the strategy because this is what they're good at, right?
Yes.
Because at the moment that software developers start to give opinions in marketing strategies and sales funnels
Not
and things
easy.
like that,
Yeah.
becomes a trouble, right? And it's
Yes.
difficult because software developers, they're genius, they think they know everything. But, and again, same like you said, Antonio, you're talking about 70% of the whole way to the company, 70, 80 at the early stage.
I would say yes. It's really
Yes.
important. And you can see it also again, there are like, especially in software, there are products that actually do the same. You cannot, almost cannot differentiate it, but one is the obviously winner and has thousands, millions of users, and the other one has nothing. So it's like, it's also branding, the same as
Um,
the clothing brands, all, most of them get produced in the same area, but they are a big difference in the case of amount of zeros behind there.
yeah.
So
Like
yes,
for example, you're a software developer. How difficult is to program a WhatsApp? Not that difficult, right? But
no,
but
especially nowadays.
yeah, especially nowadays, it's not a big deal, right?
Yes,
However, the branding, is what actually made this company took off. I think that was not even the only chat box back then. It was others around, but they managed through branding. So Antonio, what it means to build the brand into a tech space? What is gonna take?
what are you gonna take? I mean, it's a variety of things. Number one, it is first of all where a lot of business fail. I think is already the customer has to have a clear idea of what your product does. That's where it starts. So people they hear your name and then they directly identify with what you do, and then also ideally, if you want to build a good brand for what you stand for, so for great customer service, etc., etc. So I would say I would definitely start there. And I also another thing is that's why I believe marketing is so important, because then once people actually finish building their product, they go on and do some outrageous marketing stunts, or buy some TV ads or some thing in a newspaper or something like this, and it's really unspecific, because I think also you don't want to build a personal brand for everyone. You don't have to. It just has to be for your customers, for your people. They have to be able to know what you do. Yes, so I would say that.
Yeah, and then that's the other thing as well, that personal brand. Now this, where we are in business now, the personal brand, is has to be tied with the corporate brand as
Yeah.
well. The more the personal brand goes high, the more the corporate brand. So also, Antonius, is would be a good idea, right? For the tech space, and for all the business in general. If you want to open a business and to start a business, I think that number one step could be build the community. So you build the community, and after you have the community, you can ask this community what type of products they are interested in, what and how much they're willing to pay for this product, right?
Yes. Absolutely. I see so many. Yes. Actually, in the software world, there is something like that, and it says "build in public." So where people document their story of. I'm a big fan of it, and I think it's a great idea. Not only that you share your learnings and provide value to others, but you also build a community which you can monetize or use in many different ways. So yes, building a community definitely another approach, which is which is getting more and more popular now, and I think it's also especially for software a great opportunity is monitor. So with all of those influencers, most of them they maybe have a course, but they don't really have a product they can properly monetize. And what you see now from time to time again is a programmer or an entrepreneur partnering up with one of those influencers, and then you really have the perfect blend of having a product and already having the people you can market it to, who are interested, who also trust already the influencer. So it's like it's a really great opportunity.
Yeah. So then, Antonius,
Yes.
what advice do you have for the entrepreneurs that they're stuck into the idea, what we call it product market fit, right?
Mhm.
And because a lot of things with the use of AI, lot of thing of this process, right, can be
Yes,
actually done
by
with
the AI.
AI, and
Yes,
something that, because don't get me wrong, some people have a lot of good products out there.
yes,
It's just that they don't know the process of how to build the process to get the product right to market, right?
yes.
So, what do you think that about the idea? It there is a sort of AI incubator that can help these entrepreneurs to get the product market fit. That would be a good solution, right?
Um, I would, I don't, I'm not familiar with the AI appropriator, but where I would see now the use cases, and I can share with you how I use the AI is, it's having an assistant sitting next to him, and for example, I was talking to someone. She's helping expert, a really great idea, by the way. She's helping experts publish books,
Mm-hmm.
and through that books they can build more credibility and establish themselves more as experts, etc., etc. And find sorry, I thought lost my, what was the
Yeah.
question again? Sorry, I
So,
was,
so the question is, if AI can be
yes,
can,
sorry, yes. And you use the AI of before our call. I already knew what she was doing. I had a good idea, and then I said, "Oh, give me what are the challenges her customers have, and what are their biggest pain points? What are possible solutions that are out there?" And then the AI gives it. So basically, it allows one person to work as output as 10, possibly 100, depending on how you can use the AI. And a lot of people don't see like, number one, people are scared, and they either they don't see the advantage in it, or they don't really know how to use it properly. But if you're able to use the AI just as an assistant, then you will I mean, the things that I do now in one day, it would have taken me weeks a couple of years
I,
ago.
I agree with you. I agree with you because look, it's very simple, right? Like, for example, do you remember how English is not my first language? I know it's
Yes.
not my first language either. Do you
One second,
remember?
sorry. Wieso?
Yeah. So definitely the English English is not
I'm
my,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, sorry.
Don't worry.
On
English is not my first language, and it's also not your first language either. But do you remember how difficult it was to write a letter in English, or a contract? So it used to take me days, and today's with AI, you do it in in less than
yes.
a minute, and it's perfect. It's amazing, right?
Yes, it's better than you. And then in there, Harry comes in also being able to. A skill I can recommend everyone to learn is knowing how to write good prompts. Because if you can prompt the AI good, it will create output better than you will ever have. It will write books as the greatest authors, etc., etc. You just have
Absolutely.
to properly tell it what to do, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Antonio, so what advice do you have for entrepreneurs out there that they are stuck now? They don't know how to take the product to market.
Yes, sorry. Yeah.
They're frustrated, and they put all the money, time, and energy in the product, and now they have to claim the other mountains, which is get the
Uh,
product market fit, right?
very good question, Harry. I can recommend everyone I think it's called the Bull's Eye Framework, and it's like I don't remember who created it, but it has like a list of 19 different marketing techniques and strategies. And basically, what you do is you choose 5 that you think will be the most efficient one, and then you run them depending if it's SEO, paid ads, cold calling, cold email. You have to choose, and then you test them. You see which ones worked well, the best ones. You keep the winners, and then you change up the rest. And that's how I would build myself up, because there are so many marketing strategies out there. I think people are just overwhelmed to
100%.
where what to do, and they're also scared. They're scared of cold calls. They're scared of losing money in through ads. But what I can tell is also that as an entrepreneur and in general in life, you will always fall down. And the entrepreneurs, especially in SaaS also, you will come so off that you don't have product market fit, or the code doesn't work as you want. There are so many hurdles, and it's only the ones who are able to stick and keep going that will be successful.
Thank you so much, Antonio, for the broadcast. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mary.
All of you seeing the broadcast of Unstoppable. See you in our next episode, how brave entrepreneurs like Antonius break that wall and achieve the first million. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.
Follow us for more on charismatic speaking, leadership, exponential business growth, branding, marketing, strategies designed to help you monetize your knowledge, find true happiness, and manifest your goals and dreams.